Hi, Mandy Patterson here with you again, mental performance coach, owner of Mandy Patterson Coaching, and founder of the Mind Over Mental Block program, where we teach athletes how to push past mental blocks and fears so they can rediscover their passion, pursue their goals with confidence, and ultimately experience authentic joy in their sport and their life. I want to thank you so much for joining me again. I am celebrating you and your commitment to learning how to trade your mental blocks and fears for confidence and joy. I really appreciate all the comments, the videos, and the questions I've received, and everyone that completed my challenge in the last video. I cannot wait to walk you through an exact plan you can follow to make sure you are strengthening your mental game every single practice. So before we do that, you're likely here with me because you or someone you deeply care about have experienced mental blocks. You've experienced the frustration that comes with them, the anxiety and the fear. It's a situation that many athletes, they can relate to, watching your teammates smoothly progress in their skills while you feel trapped, endlessly working on the same skills for months or even years without your body cooperating. But here's the exciting part. Deep down, you know you have what it takes. You've accomplished those skills before, proving you have the talent. All you need is a little extra dose of confidence to conquer this hurdle and rediscover that joy of the sport you love. It's an opportunity that you dream of achieving. You want to take back control, embrace your true potential, and pursue your dreams with excitement. I understand how you feel because I was there too. During my competitive cheerleading career, I faced numerous mental blocks that caused me self-doubt and a lack of confidence. Like you, I tried everything possible to move past it, such as watching videos, tumbling before practices, doing progressions during practice, and I was fortunate enough to effort my way through every single time and continue competing in the sport I loved, but I knew there had to be a better, easier way. Drawing from my experience as an athlete, a skills coach, a certified mental game coaching professional, combined with extensive research in sports psychology and personal development, I've developed a proven framework to help athletes like you overcome mental blocks and fears, ultimately replacing them with confidence and joy. Today, I'll guide you through a powerful tool that my one-on-one coaching athletes use to develop consistent mental game skills during their practice sessions. This tool is crucial because your mental game, it's the key to unlocking success in your other areas of training. Without it, you're going to lack the confidence, the trust, and the focus needed to achieve the results you desire. I'm excited to introduce you to the Block Breaking Practice Plan, which is designed to put the Mind Over Mental Block method into action. As a bonus, by following this plan, you're going to experience more motivation, more confidence, and that sense of progress along the way so that this whole process is going to become so much more fun. I've provided a free download of this tool for you below. I recommend printing it out, taking it with you to practice next week. Every day, complete 2 prompts on your way to practice to set an intention and mentally prepare for success. And then you're going to complete 2 prompts on your way home to track your progress and keep your confidence high. Let's go through an example of how this works. All right, let's walk through this together. Here is my block breaking practice plan. So what you're going to do is you're going to complete the prompts before and after each practice this week to apply your mental game skills. So at the very top, obviously, you're going to write the day of the week that you're going to practice, and then you'll see 2 prompts that you will complete on your way to practice. So before practice, you're going to finish this prompt. Today, I will let go of the pressure too. What do you need to let go of pressure to do? Is it to do your skill every time? Is it maybe to throw your back handspring on the very first try? Maybe you're going to release the pressure to not worry about what your coach thinks or worry about having the skill completely, perfectly by tryouts or for the routine. Maybe you watched the video on the 6-step Mind Over Mental Block method and you got to work and you tried a couple of things and you saw progress and you were so excited. But maybe today you need to let go of the pressure to perform exactly as good or better than you did last practice. You just need to give yourself permission to go in and have fun. Okay, so complete that prompt. Today, I'm going to let go of the pressure to what? Next, you're going to ask yourself, instead of focusing on the pressure, the I have tos, the I shoulds, instead, you're going to focus on a part of the skill. Maybe you're going to set an intention for, okay, today I'm really going to think about just jumping back. My only goal for today is to sit and jump. I'm going to really push through my toes. I'm going to be confident in myself. I'm going to trust myself. Instead of focusing so much on what my coach is doing behind me, I'm going to focus on my ability and how I know how to do the skill, not the fact that they're spotting me so I'm safe.
Those are the prompts. So you're going to complete those 2 prompts before practice. Next, after practice, as soon as you get in the car, instead of having that conversation of, I did this, I didn't do this, I should have done this, what I want you to do is I want you to pause and reflect. What happened at practice today? Start with the things that you're super, super proud of yourself for. What are you celebrating? How are you celebrating progress? What 2 things are you really proud of yourself for? In what ways did you move forward? What new things did you try? Sometimes what happens with mental blocks is that we have such strict expectations for ourselves in what we should be accomplishing that we don't give ourselves permission to appreciate the things we're actually doing. We make progress, but we feel like we should be making progress, so we can't celebrate it. But I am giving you full permission to celebrate it, because that is where your confidence is going to come in. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to just take notes. Today, I noticed that when I tried this thing, I felt a different way. I noticed that I was a little more excited to go to practice today. I had a little bit more energy than I normally do. I felt more motivated. When I focused on a piece of the skill instead of worrying about what my teammates were thinking who were watching, I really was able to be super focused on the skill without overthinking. Okay. So that today I noticed prompt, that's really just a space for you to jot down notes and key takeaways from that practice, so that tomorrow's practice or the next practice that you have something to build off of. So before the following practice, you're going to complete these same 2 prompts. Before practice, today I will let go of the pressure to, instead I'll focus on. In addition to filling out those prompts, I would encourage you to review the previous day, your first day's practice plan, so that you remember, okay, here's what I thought about, and here's how it worked. Here's how it went. Here's what I did really well. That'll allow you to go into that next practice feeling super confident, starting off on a high note instead of going in starting from scratch every single day. This is how you build consistency. This is how you see progress and you build confidence. That is what I teach in my program. And this block breaking practice plan is the exact thing that my athletes think through before and after practice. This is what they use to build momentum, to build up their confidence, and to get excited about working on their skills again. So I'm going to encourage you to try this. I've included a download link below. So just click the button, download it, print it out, and go get to work.
That's it. Now you have a plan and a tool to help you take action. Remember, this block, it may have taken control of your ability to throw your skills perfectly on command, but it cannot stop you from completing this daily plan. Every action you take, focusing on what you can control, will chip away at your mental block and empower you. Get ready to make remarkable progress and ignite your motivation. When it comes to overcoming mental blocks, there are several common myths that get in the way of progress. My guess is that these are going to feel familiar. So let's talk through each of these together so that you can recognize them when they happen and you can rise above them. The first myth, just push through it. One common misconception is that athletes should simply force themselves through a mental block. I hear parents often tell me that their child just will not throw it. The truth is, it's not a lack of will or effort or desire. It's also not a cry for attention or them being lazy. Thinking you should just push through it, it actually will lead you to frustration and can make it worse. It makes the challenge worse because it's adding to the already built up pressure. It's important to address the underlying cause and develop effective strategies to overcome the block. The second myth, it's all in your head. This is one that I really address during coach trainings that I conduct. Coaches tend to try to make comments like, stop thinking so much, don't overthink it, get out of your head, stop being so mental. While mental blocks, they are rooted in the mind, they can have physical manifestations as well. It's crucial to recognize that mental blocks, they're a complex combination of psychological and physiological factors, requiring a holistic approach to resolve them. To truly overcome them, you must learn tools to help you understand how to think in a way that doesn't cause you to overthink, to give yourself instructions that are helpful without adding pressure, and to analyze your environment in a way that allows you to trust that you are safe. The next myth, you're not strong enough, or you don't want it bad enough. One common myth surrounding mental blocks is this belief that experiencing them is a sign of weakness or a lack of dedication. After all we've been through over the last few years, it still amazes me how many athletes and parents view mental blocks as something to be ashamed or fearful of, seeking support for it because they worry about potential consequences like being removed from routines, or seen as broken from coaches or teammates. The truth is that every athlete, they're affected by their mental game, but not every athlete trains the skills necessary to become mentally tough. Mental blocks, they are not an indicator of an athlete's strength or ability. They can affect athletes of all skill levels, and they are particularly prevalent in highly skilled and talented individuals due to the pressures associated with perfectionism and high expectations. It's really important to understand that mental blocks, they're not a reflection of an athlete's worth or potential, but rather a result of how they process and handle the challenges and expectations placed on them. Recognizing this can help athletes let go of self-doubt and focus on their progress rather than being defined by their struggles. The next myth, it's a permanent setback. Mental blocks, they can feel overwhelming, and they lead athletes to believe that they'll never overcome them. This is totally false. We see it every day. With the right techniques and support, mental blocks can be effectively addressed, allowing athletes to regain their confidence in their skills. In fact, going through the process of overcoming mental blocks can actually make athletes stronger than they would have been otherwise. These blocks provide an opportunity to develop essential life skills, such as perseverance and resilience. The last myth we're going to talk about today, that you're alone in this. Many athletes believe they're the only ones facing mental blocks, but the truth is mental blocks, they're common in cheerleading and gymnastics and other sports, and they affect athletes at all stages of their career. In our private athlete community, the Block Breaker Circle, athletes come together to support and encourage each other on their path towards breaking through their blocks. Recognizing that you're not alone, it can bring reassurance and a sense of peace. We often hear from athletes that having someone to talk to who understands their struggle is one of the most valuable aspects of our coaching programs. Trust us, you are not alone. Now, I want to talk to you about the number one challenge that gets in athletes' way. The number one challenge for athletes working to overcome mental blocks is the fear and self-doubt that comes with the block itself. It becomes this big, scary thing, almost like a pet monster on a leash that you're dragging around with you that casts a shadow on everything. It creates a sense of helplessness and frustration, and it leads athletes to question their ability and lose their confidence in not only their skills, but their sport and themselves as a person. So here's one of the quickest ways to help overcome this. Stop saying, my mental block. The quickest way to overcome this is to stop using that term, my mental block. Let go of the ownership and the weight you associate it with it. The term itself becomes an excuse for staying stuck, as it has become a part of your identity. Instead, starting today, replace my mental block with a challenge I am working through. By reframing it as a challenge, you're going to open yourself up to growth and become stronger. Challenges are opportunities to be creative and find ways to overcome them, rather than something that holds us back. See it for what it is. It's a challenge in one skill. Knowing that you can still excel as a tumbler, a cheerleader, a gymnast, and a person, even if you're facing this challenge. That's powerful. If you like this training and you found it helpful, would you please do me a favor? Would you share it with a friend or two who could really benefit? Maybe they're struggling like you and you want to encourage them. Also, please comment below with your thoughts on this video, what you liked most. I am personally going to be engaging in the comments, so be sure to drop your questions so that I can get those answered for you. I would absolutely love the opportunity to hear from you, and I'm so excited to connect and support you as your mental performance coach. Thanks again for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Be on the lookout for an email from me with even more awesome value. Until next time, remember, a mental block is simply a challenge you're working through. You're strong, you can do hard things, and you've totally got this.